Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, Peep Game. I wanted to bring something up and I wanted to talk about this because I feel like I have to, bring a lot of this to you guys' attention while everybody has been trying to put labels on me and all this type of stuff, act like they don't like how I've been moving. But at the end of the day, I don't like how they've been moving for the longest. If I really told you what was going on behind the scenes, you would look at a lot of people and certain people on here funny. But, it is what it is. A lot of people on here have fake agendas and been pushing fake agendas. And like I said, I take pride in and distancing myself from some of these people. Like I said before, it is what it is. But I want to talk about Floyd Mayweather and some of his inconsistencies, and he's had a history of doing this. Floyd is the catalyst, for wanting to be, pro-black when it's convenient. Now, when everything is going good for him, he's hollering about all lives matter, and he's thumbing his nose at the black community. Floyd has done this on several occasions, you know, and this is what I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather, if you say something bad about him or you criticize and make it, and it could be a justified critique, Floyd will hold a grudge against you, and he might try to blackball you. He's done that to media people. He's done that, and particularly black media people. you know. But my thing is, like I said, if you're going to do this to black media, you got to make sure that you're consistent. Because like I said before, you want to play the black card when it's convenient. Now, when you was fighting Conor McGregor, Conor McGregor said some stuff that was suspect and you called him out. But then, like I said, on the other hand, you'll say, hey, all lives matter. Oh, if black people would do what the police say, then these type of situations wouldn't happen. And then, he turns around and he pays for the memorial services to George Floyd. That's a good thing. But I'm saying, if you're going to really, like, be about that, you got to stay consistent. Now, there are certain things that don't come down to race, but for the most part, it does. Uh, Anybody that say boxing isn't race oriented, they're a damn lie. And like I said before, I've said this on several occasions. Ain't nothing wrong with being a Mexican that supports Mexican fighters. Ain't nothing wrong with being Asian and supporting Asian fighters. And ain't nothing wrong with being white and supporting white fighters. But it just seems like if you're black and you support black fighters, then all of a sudden people raise their eyebrow. It's some kind of suspicion. And this is not just in boxing. This is just period. This is in everyday life. Just like at the job. You go to lunch and they see you pretty much hanging out and just congregating around black people. All of a sudden, something is suspicious about it. You see a group of black people just walking down the street, hanging out, shooting the shit. Something is suspicious about it. It's always suspicion or you're made to feel guilty. If you're an Asian person, you want to help Asians get ahead, nothing said. Same thing if you're Hispanic or any other forms of non-black. But if you're a black person and you say you want to specifically help blacks, then here come everybody waving their finger telling you, well, you shouldn't do stuff like that. It's always been a guilt trip when it comes to stuff like this. But anyway, I digress. Now, Floyd Mayweather is came out and spoke on this Terrence Crawford thing. Now, Floyd Mayweather has made it very clear that he wants to work with Terrence Crawford. He's said that from the gate. Now, I haven't really heard Floyd say that Bob Arum is a racist. Now, we'll get to that later on, probably in other videos, because I'm going to continue with that. Now, I've spoke on this. I gave my take on this, because like I said, people were trying to label me as some apologist or somebody that works under Bob Arum. Like I said before, I don't interact with Bob Arum. The only time I talk to Bob Arum is when I see him at a fight. But the funny part about it is some of these people was talking about me behind the scenes, but then they wasn't talking about the midget who has the dude's phone number, who went out of his way to not only sabotage but try to, you know, ruin the reputations of other black people. You know, so just y'all be tripping me out with this. But here's the thing: what I don't understand about Floyd Mayweather. Floyd is talking about, the people that is on Top Rank's roster, and that they need to get away from Bob Arum and all that kind of stuff. But then here's the thing, and this is what I was saying to the fake pro-black conscious community, because like I said, they're fake. Floyd Mayweather had a chance to sign Shakur Stevenson. Do you guys remember Shakur Stevenson when they asked him how did he end up at Top Rank? Keep in mind, you saw Floyd hanging out with Shakur Stevenson. He had came to the Mayweather gym, and Shakur Stevenson said, "Hey, Floyd was bullshitting." So that's why he ended up signing with Top Rank. Floyd had first dibs at Shakur Stevenson, and Floyd didn't pull the trigger. Okay, so for the people that's hollering about, well, Shakur Stevenson, well, he would Top Rank and all this kind of stuff. Like I said, Floyd had first dibs at him. Once again, why didn't Mayweather Promotions or the PBC sign Claressa Shields? Matchroom signed Alicia Baumgardner to a long-term deal. So once again, why didn't they sign Keyshawn Davis? But at the same time, they just hollering about how bad it is over there. And then they are hesitant to pull the trigger and sign these black fighters, but then they let them go somewhere else, and then they want to holler about, oh well, you shouldn't sign with Top Rank, and then they will ostracize these black fighters, and they won't make fights with other companies. Floyd said out of his own mouth that he said that he's not going to make other promotional companies great. He said out of his own mouth. He said they have a slew of fighters that they can fight with the PBC, and that's the problem right now, and that's why boxing is where it is now, because we can't get the fights that we want to see made. Now, some people are calling this thing with Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez basically a save face move for Top Rank. Well, whether it's save face or whatever the case may be, it's a fight that people wanted to see. Okay, so at least it got made. So, I'm just thinking of some of the stuff that Floyd Mayweather has done. And keep in mind, remember when the Gucci situation happened, Floyd Mayweather said he finna go buy some Gucci, and he was thumbing his nose up at the black community. He posted pictures of him rocking Gucci stuff, talking about he a leader, not a follower. Well, who would follow Floyd Mayweather? That's all I'm saying. I've seen videos where Floyd was rude to black media. Y'all seen the video what he did to me, but I got over that. I'm just saying. I could have made a whole. I didn't even make no. And the funny thing was, the same thing with Terrence Crawford. I got over it. I moved on. I could have made a whole bunch of videos saying F Floyd Mayweather and all that kind of stuff, but I moved on. And I seen Floyd Mayweather do that to other black media. So that's what I'm saying. And keep in mind, once again, he dissed Colin Kaepernick. Okay. And I love to use Colin Kaepernick as an example because, like I said before, the fake pro-black media, they want to play the power to the people card when it comes to Bob Arum. If you're going to do that, you got to be consistent with it. I constantly clown Jerry Jones. All I'm saying is if you're going to go that route, you got to be consistent. Now, like I said before, um, did Bob Arum put himself in this position to where people think he's what he is? Yeah, because if you look at Bob Arum, where he did some good, he did help get George Foreman fight with Michael Moore, even though George Foreman didn't deserve that fight. But you look at you look at his history with Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, and now Terrence Crawford. Bob Arum is on video saying he killed the Pacquiao fight. He's on video saying that. He's on videos. He's was quoted as saying, "One day I'm lying, the next day I'm telling the truth." He's on video criticizing and attacking Terrence Crawford, saying, "Hey, I could have built the house with all the money that I lost on him." So at the end of the day, is Bob Arum did he do this to himself? Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you can't get mad at me when Bob Arum is on video tape and people have um, printed news articles with quotes coming strictly, directly, and solely from Bob Arum. So, you know, he did say this stuff. He did devalue Terrence Crawford, and then ESPN didn't do a good job as well. So, like I said before, I'm just calling it right down the middle. Like I said to the fake pro black people, if you wanna like go that route, be consistent, and that's all I'm saying. And Floyd Mayweather is, consistent at being inconsistent. Floyd is all over the place, and like I said, Floyd Mayweather is the catalyst of being black when it's convenient. Anyway, thank you for listening. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.